Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, September 8th, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Here's hoping that storm last night cooled things off a bit. Now, I guess we just need to keep an eye on Hurricane Lee. Actually, I was talking to George a little bit yesterday, and he's not too worried, but he did say there should be some tasty waves on the East Coast. Okay, what do you say? Let's get this done and head into the weekend, shall we? And because it is so hot out, I think we need to talk about snow days. Superintendent of Schools Mark Bedell presented a plan to the Board of Education to replace some snow days with virtual learning. The plan will allow for a maximum of 8 days of virtual learning, and the hope is that will reduce the need to tack on days at the end of the school year when we exceed the allotted ones that are already pre-planned and screwing up everyone's summer vacation. Dr. Bedell did say that he does not mean there will not be any cancellations due to severe weather. There may be some legitimate snow days based on conditions. If approved in the September 20th meeting, it does go to State Superintendent Mohammed Chaudhry for approval if he still has a job. The State Board of Education has not approved a new contract for him as of yet. The City of Annapolis asked residents about changes they'd like to see in the elections within the city, and the results, are not surprising at all. 73% of the respondents said that they wanted term limits on alderpersons. 46% want to allow all voters to be able to vote in the primaries and to be able to vote for people on both sides of the ballot. Currently, independent or unaffiliated voters are not allowed to vote in a primary. Most want to see elections held in person or with a requested mail-in ballot. Not too many fans of the automatically mailed-out ballots. No one was a fan of lowering the age to 16, so now the task force who did the survey will prepare a report to the city council to see if they want to change it. It should be noted that in a city of 28,000 registered voters, only 611 responded. And unfortunately, this gives the council the leeway to sit there and say, well, only 661 people opposed it, so that must mean that 27,488 approve it. We'll see what happens. In case you missed it, the boss pulled out of his September concerts, including the one for tomorrow night at Camden Yards. He did cite a peptic ulcer and the advice of his doctors. The show will be rescheduled, but doing that is a task and a half, and we probably won't see Springsteen back in the area until 2024 or maybe even 2025. But who we will see here in Annapolis next weekend is Blondie, Thomas Dolby, Leanne Rimes, Patty Griffin, and a ton of other national and local songwriters for the second annual Annapolis Songhwriters Festival. We dropped a bonus pod late last night with Laura from Ram's Head. Do check that out and get your tickets if you want to go see one of the 10 ticketed shows, or if you are into the nearly 150 free shows. Yes, that's 150. You can download the app on wherever you get your apps, or go to the website, AnnapolisSongwritersFestival.com, and make your plans. 4 solid days of music that will fill the streets and waters of Annapolis with music. And before we get into the weekend things to do, I screwed up and I should have done this earlier, but Tartuffe is opening tonight at the Colonial Players, and I have 2 tickets to your choice of shows for this weekend to give away. Now, with the opening tonight, coordination might be tough, so if you are interested in seeing a fabulous theater company kick off their 75th season, get to me today as early as possible, and they might be yours. I'll have to put you in touch with Steve to make sure that gets all coordinated. Things to consider this weekend. Tonight, it is the Arts Alive 25 at Maryland Hall, and I've been looking forward to this for months. I hope you are there, and if you are, please come to our table and say hello. We are all celebrating the arts and imagining what the future will be. As I said, we have a table. Just look for a logo. I guess they're going to put a sign up there or something or other. But if you can't make it, you can still support the arts because you can go online to buy a raffle ticket or participate in the silent auction, all from the comfort of your couch. You can do that all at marylandhall.org/artsalive. Tomorrow over at the Crown Plaza by the mall, it is a Wendy Winters blood drive from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, Wendy was a huge donor, and now we do it in remembrance of her. You can and should pre-schedule your appointment online at redcrossblood.org and use the code for Wendy. That's all one word, and that's an I at the very end. A little later, you want to be sure to follow us wherever you get your updates from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, as the midshipmen will take on Wagner for the home opener. Tickets to the game are still available at navysports.com. And as I said, you want to tune into us wherever you do for updates. We'll be doing it on Twitter and Facebook and probably sending out some audio updates as well. Still trying to figure out exactly how I want to cover Navy football this season. But go Navy. And finally, the Maryland Renaissance Festival continues this weekend and runs weekends through October 22nd. Unlike the Times of Henry VIII, tickets are only available online at renfest.com, and that's 2 N's. In recent years, it does sell out frequently, so I do recommend you get your tickets in advance. I just looked, and tickets are still available for both days this weekend. And again, go get them now because it probably will sell out. And also, save a couple bucks. This is the final weekend for the reduced price tickets. Today on Canines and Crosstreks, we meet Aiden and Birdie, a Shih Tzu and Lab, respectively. And both are amazing pups and looking for their perfect home. Listen to our spot now and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon today for our irresistible photos and get all the information on how you can adopt them. And again, don't forget that we have that brand spanking new daily newsletter that features only the top news stories of the day, and that's local news. We do send it out to your email inbox at 7 p.m. every night. Yes, that is 365 days a year, all without a paywall like some entities. If you want to sign up and hang with all the cool kids, there is a link right here in the show notes. And if you know someone who might appreciate it and be interested, let them know about it too. Tomorrow on the Local Business Spotlight, we speak with Dr. Carrie Muller, who is the medical director at Hoffman Animal Hospital. And that was one actually where I really learned a whole lot. You do want to check that out, along with that bonus pod we dropped last night with the Songhwriters Festival. All right, that's about it. Now it's time just to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world. And if we do, please leave a review somewhere. Tell a friend to give us a listen. We also want to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, Scout and Molly's, and Alpha Engineering. It's Friday, the weekend is here, and now it is time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Other than that, we're going to see you on Monday. Now hang tight because George Young from DC MDVA Weather is here with the only locally forecast weather report you're going to find, and of course, Canines and Crosstreks. So do hang around for that. All that's coming your way in just a minute.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, September 8th. It was another very hot day yesterday for the Annapolis region, but temps, while still fairly hot today, should start to nudge downward today and tomorrow with low to mid 80s expected Sunday through much of next week. As we see daily rain chances today through Monday, look for mixed skies today with highs in the upper 80s to lower mid 90s in spots with a chance for more showers and storms, so maybe take an umbrella with you if you're headed out to the Arts Alive event tonight at Maryland Hall in Annapolis from 6 to 10 p.m., which will be followed by mid 80s to maybe low 90s tomorrow, with more showers and storms expected to get the weekend started, ahead of low to mid 80s with some additional rain on Sunday. As for next week, temps should be in the 80s all week with a few additional rain chances as we move into the middle part of the month. And, oh yeah, one more thing. While not expected to be a threat to the U.S. East Coast, we'll all definitely still want to watch the progress of Hurricane Lee, which will be a major hurricane and possibly could reach Category 5 status in the Atlantic, but it is expected to stay offshore of the East Coast on a path that could ultimately take it into maybe northern New England or far eastern Canada, or hopefully far enough northeast in a recurve to head out into the North Atlantic Ocean. But even though it is expected to stay away from the East Coast, its impact will be felt pretty much all of next week on the East Coast beaches in the form of big wave action and rip current, so plan accordingly if headed to a beach anytime from this weekend through next weekend from Florida all the way up to the northeastern U.S., as this will be a big-time storm. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
It's another exciting weekend of affordable family fun at Prince George's Stadium with the Louie Bay Sox. Last weekend of the regular season kicks off on Friday the 8th with Adley Rutschman Night. Mystery Adley Rutschman giveaway items for the first 750 fans. Fireworks on Saturday with the return of our 1K beer run. See how fast you can complete the race while getting 3 beers down. And our Birdland celebration on Sunday. Free autograph items for the first 1,000 fans. Get your tickets now by calling 301-805-6000 or anytime online at baysox.com. The Louie Bay Sox. Let us be your 9-inning vacation.
Ready for a new look for those end of summer parties? Come see us at Scout and Molly's. I'm Betsy Abraham. My mom and I own and operate this great little boutique at the Annapolis Town Center. Come enjoy a fun, in-person shopping experience with a bonus, real customer service. We'd love to help you pick out the perfect outfit for back-to-school Annapolis boat shows and nights out with your friends. Scout and Molly's, Annapolis Town Center. Thanks for shopping local.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
Well, Aiden is pretty comfortable here on the conference table. He's got his legs splayed out behind him, and he's just like, hey, when's it my turn to talk?
That's right. Aiden's keeping cool by laying on this table. Do you notice that? Aiden is absolutely wonderful and obviously still considered a puppy because Aiden's only 7 months old.
He's only 7 months old?
That's it. He's just a little
He looks so
puppster.
distinguished in his plaid
bow tie.
little outfit and bow tie that you have
He's all
on.
dressed up for you guys.
It's like a young gentleman.
That's right. And he came in with a great haircut. Do you notice that? He was
It
freshly
is
groomed when he was
groomed.
surrendered
That's
on
a-
August 30th.
That's his summer due. Perfectly acceptable for a Shih Tzu as he is.
He's so soft.
What color is he? I mean, I
like
say
buff.
Buff?
Buff. B-U-F-F. Buff
white.
and white.
So it's sort of
White.
tan and white.
Yes.
He's a cutie.
He's absolutely adorable. And so he's fun to walk, and you can see he's been really friendly with the cats and also with other dogs. Probably, we don't know if he's housebroken yet because he's young, and obviously, in the shelter, it's a little bit harder to tell. But that might be something, and obviously training.
He's a really cutie. He came in nice on the leash with you.
Yes, he really did.
Well-mannered.
He's gorgeous.
Just a true young gentleman.
He really is, and he's cute as can be with that fluffy little tail. So we're hoping people will come in and adopt. We have lots of puppies that are available now and more that are going to be going on our website in the next couple of days.
If you're thinking about getting a puppy,
Now's the time.
now's
What's with
the
all
time.
the puppies, though?
We're just getting a lot of puppies. This is a lot for us. So we have some shepherd pups and then some mini husky pups that are going to be on the website soon.
Hey, I was seeing on the SPCA of Anne Arundel County's Facebook page, Lucy is like your hero of the week, and she got her Eagle Scout badge for repurposing tires, like that
Wow.
might come off of a Crosstrek or something. I don't know, but
That's
after
right.
they had run for 100,000 miles or whatever, but she painted them all up really cool and put dog beds in them. And she has something crazy like 25 or 30 dog beds.
Is she selling
And
them?
she did all of this herself. She came here with her brother and her mom, and they showed up, and they actually had a trailer attached to their SUV, and all of these tires were on there, and they're just beautiful. I mean, the artwork on the tires and the colors that she chose, they're just happy and all that. And she said that they were looking for tires in the woods, and they were grabbing them from all various places.
Well, if she's
And-
listening, she can come get tires from me if she would like.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, her project's done now, Billy, but maybe in the future, if she wants something,
Okay.
then I will definitely mention it to her. But she was just fabulous, and it's wonderful that they do these projects, and they have to do these
That's
projects.
awesome.
And
Do you
yeah,
guys
it was
have a lot of
wonderful.
tires? I mean, I mean, not like a tire store, obviously, but
Yeah, no, we sell a lot of tires. Yeah. We sell a lot of tires, and then the tires that come off the cars are recycled.
and that's probably a little bit of a hassle for you to recycle them.
But she made the beds for inside, and she had extra beds that were available. And her hope is to keep them in the dog runs, and then they're nice and sturdy and everything else. We also put some right outside next to admin for the dogs to kind of play and do like a little agility thing. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I wonder how she thought of that. That's pretty cool.
I know it's very cute, but they're really decorative. The artwork's
It's that,
fabulous.
it's that whole scout ingenuity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Like, I would
great
never
for
look at a
kids.
tire and think,
Let me
dog-
make that into a
dog
dog
bed.
bed.
I think
Right.
like swing.
Yeah.
Like that's all I got.
That's it. That's,
Planter. Yeah.
Pour some dirt in
Planter.
it and put a plant in it.
that's right.
Yeah. Like at a go-kart track,
That'd be funny. Aiden was our first guest, but we do have a second guest coming in too, right?
That is right. We have Birdie who's going to be coming in, who's a little bit older.
Birdie.
Birdie.
Little birdie.
Birdie. Big Birdie.
Big birdie.
Yes.
Birdie
Black
big.
Lab Retriever, female, and she's actually a senior, and she's 11 years old.
No,
Aw.
that's right. You've got a lot of puppies and a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
Are you all out of like the middle-aged ones?
We have a few of those mixed in too.
That's cool. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we get Birdie and see what she's got to say?
Sounds good.
Oh my gosh, we go from little tiny Shih Tzu on the table to big old black Birdie
That's right.
that can't get on the table.
No. She should be Big Birdie, don't you think? She's a big girl.
Oh, she's
And she's
Beautiful
sweet,
lab.
gorgeous. She has a beautiful, beautiful shiny coat, and
I
Lab
was just looking
Retriever.
at her coat. It is really shiny. And she's got that great lab face.
Oh yeah, happy,
the wide, stocky.
wide and happy girl.
Yeah.
Birdie.
So she's 11.
Birdie.
So we really need to get her out of the shelter and get her into a home, as you can
Somebody
see. And
come
she's-
get Birdie.
Yes. We're working on her weight. So she's lost a little bit of weight since she got here.
How long
So
has she
that-
been here?
Since August 19th.
Working on.
Her losing a little bit of weight.
So she was surrendered here.
She was surrendered for no reason.
Yeah.
We were not sure of the reason, but she is super friendly here. She's been back there with a bunch of dogs and has been very friendly with them. She does go on walks, but you can see she does walk a little slower.
Did you see the thing? I sent you guys on text about a shelter. I think it was up in New York, and there was a homeless man that just couldn't deal with his dog anymore. And he surrendered the dog at the shelter, just left it there in a safe place with a note with the name, what his medical conditions were, the age, what the old vet was.
Oh my gosh.
And said, I can't care for myself, much less myself and the dog. And I know you'll take care of her or find, and it was just a real heartbreaking
my
letter.
God.
And they wrote
Yeah.
an open letter back to him saying, hey, we're going to do everything and thank you so much. And we know that you're such a, a good person for what you've done.
Yeah.
And they held the dog for a long time, hoping that he might find it. And they said, we'll take care of the medical stuff if that's an issue. We'll find people to get you food for the dog and stuff like that. And he didn't come back because, you don't know how connected he may
Sure.
be.
Right.
But they held the dog for a while, and then they ultimately did find a family that was just a perfect match
Oh,
for him,
that
which
is
is really, it was a
nice.
great
Yes.
adoption
And that's
story.
why we all do what we do. All the shelters are here for that reason, when you need us and for whatever reason, you can no longer keep the pet. But just how heartbreaking is that to have to part with your animal, especially under those conditions?
It seemed like it was I don't know how old it was, but it seemed like it had been a companion for a while for this
Yeah.
guy. And all of a sudden, for whatever reason, he's in this situation.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, I need to, as sad as it might be, I need to take care of me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
I mean, sometimes the most selfless thing to do would be
Right.
to
Is to find a home,
find a home,
a different home for
for
them.
the dog.
And that's
Sad
what
as
we
it
do.
is, but that's one of the reasons why you guys are here.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of times, I think I've mentioned that before, is there's people that may be going into assisted living or moving into a new community that may not allow animals. And I know that's a hard decision for people, especially when they may not be working, they're retired, and they spend a lot of time with this animal and that's their companion. And then unfortunately they have to surrender.
Hey, Billy, do you know who Nicole Jordan is?
No.
She writes
Should I?
You might. I don't know. She writes a blog called Avocados in the Alpines, and apparently she's been living in her Forester since 2019.
Wow.
And she's like one of these adventure chicks that goes
That's
out
cool.
and climbs
Really?
mountains
Yeah.
and stuff like this. And she's solo living in a Subaru Forester for going now on 4 years.
I mean, great choice
Right.
of shelter for sure.
Well, it was funny. She said, despite the fact that I'm living in such a tiny little thing, I have trouble finding stuff sometimes.
Okay,
A lot
I'm
of
trying
cup
to
holders
figure
in
that
that
out.
car.
Yeah.
Well, she
exactly.
had tips. She said, stay flexible because challenging weather, road closures, breakdowns, and random events always pop up on the road. Now, these are probably pretty good stuff for anybody.
Yeah.
Maintain your vehicle. Schedule maintenance appointments for your car to minimize the chance of random breakdowns or serious problems.
She is correct there.
Know some basics. Traveling as a solo woman, I've learned how to change a headlight, check the oil, jump the battery, and change a tire.
Essential. Yep.
You're on board with that?
Yep.
Invest in a good rechargeable battery, a life charger when charging phones and gadgets on the move. Solar panels are also a great option for powering more devices. And I guess if you're going to be living in your car for 4 years, that would be good. And have an exit plan. Whenever she camps, she always parks her car in a direction which allows her to jump into the front seat and leave immediately if needed. That's
Sounds like she's got it all figured out.
Yeah. She says, I sleep with my keys, glasses, headlamp, and knife right next to me in case I need to quickly respond
When
to something.
was the last time she had a really good night's sleep? Because that does not sound like a peaceful way to sleep.
Have you ever slept in a Forester?
No, and not with a knife and my headlight
I think we
on.
might need to try that one time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll let you borrow a Forester if you want to.
If I can just go to like a campground and try that.
But next year's puppy plunge. Camp Let's.
I'm telling you.
Kelly goes
I'm
to
gonna
camp.
sleep there for the weekend.
I mean, you put those seats down in the back and you can.
I have no
you
problem
can
with
sprawl
sleeping
out.
in a car, but I can't imagine sleeping wondering what's going on around me. Clearly she's
I hope
not
she
peacefully
has tinted
sleeping.
windows.
It probably does.
Yeah.
Well, they have them in the back, don't they?
Yeah, but like I'd have them in the front.
Yeah, I would too. I think it sounds like a lot of fun to do for like a month. Now, 4 years, I think maybe just she's changed her ways completely, right? I mean, do you think at this point that she's really still having fun doing that, or is this just the only way?
Well, I guess it depends on. I mean, so if she's traveling alone and she's going to cool places and staying in cool
Very
places,
independent, doesn't have to answer to anybody.
I mean,
right?
the Forester is going to get her wherever she would like to go, no matter what the terrain is, right? But all she's using it for really is transportation, storage, and just to play to lay her head. Sure, she's not like hanging out there during the day. So the Forester would be.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to choose one to sleep in, it'd probably be the Ascent.
The Ascent. Oh yeah.
I'm pretty tall.
Right.
But a Forester would accommodate most.
Not the Impreza.
I mean, surprisingly, if you put the seats all the way up and lay it down and you sleep maybe on your side, like in the fetal position, you'd be okay. But if you're like a back sleeper, you might be in some trouble.
So it's not a 4 year sleeper.
I wouldn't sleep in an Impreza for 4 years. No.
It's a 4 hour sleeper, maybe.
Yeah. Like
do you have any
emergency.
Crosstreks coming in? Just out of curiosity.
We've got a couple.
We've
got a few. We've got the Wilderness should be showing up here.
They said in the fall of 23.
Yeah, should be here in October.
Oh boy.
In the meantime, though,
In the meantime, nobody takes
you do
this
want to go
seriously.
to AACSPCA.org and you want to check out all of the puppies and kitties. You want to check out Aiden, who is a wonderful 7-month-old Shih Tzu, buff and white. And then she's not a she. I called him a she. She's a he. Aiden is a he.
a male,
and I apologize
Birdie is
for
a
that.
female.
And Birdie is the female.
I won't tell Aiden.
She's
I
just a
promise.
wonder. She's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
For 11 years old.
She's all over the place.
But she's typical lab. She's like, okay, I'm getting love and pets.
Oh, yeah, totally
and everything
chill.
else. Okay, I'm done with you. Next,
Totally chilled. Oh yeah, absolutely.
he'll pet me too. Birdie and Aiden are both available for adoption now at AACSPCA.org. And if you are looking to maybe sleep in your Forester for 4 years,
or just drive it, to work and
That's right.
You can do that
school
too?
and yeah.
Man, is that a versatile car or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't recommend sleeping in it for 4 years, but
if you're gonna sleep for 4 years, probably I would adopt Aiden because Birdie will take up a lot more room.
Yeah,
that's
Don't
true.
you think?
You want to go small
Birdie's
dog.
much bigger than Aiden.
That's true. But AnnapolisSubaru.com, or go see them up on Old Solomon's Island Road. And you've got tons of stuff coming in. So that's lots of choices between the Imprezas, the Crosstreks, Outbacks,
Foresters, Ascents, WRXs, Solterras. We actually have a really good...
Are you getting a bunch of Solterras in?
We're not getting a bunch, but we've got some really, really good incentives on the Solterra. So there's a really good lease program that's out right now. I think you can get 0.9 APR for up to 36 months on the Solterra. Yeah, 0.9.
Is that to buy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Oh.
Especially
really
considering the interest rates that are out right now. So we got a bunch of certified pre-owns. We got some off-brands. We got some trucks.
You mentioned certified pre-owned.
Yep.
What goes into that?
So they get
I'm going to guess I can't bring my Brad in.
To
get a certified pre-owned.
Well, you could. It just
it wouldn't be a certified pre-owned. Now, certified pre-owned has to be 6 model years or newer. It's got to have under 80,000 miles, and it goes through a 152 point inspection and check to make sure that it meets all of Subaru's criteria to be a certified pre-owned. Which is more stringent than the Maryland State inspection would be. So the tires have to be a certain tread depth. There can't be damage on the vehicle. It has to have all Subaru manufactured parts.
So is this how it has to come into you?
No,
or
so
that's
how it has to be
out of
sold. Yeah. So, if you trade your vehicle in and it's got, some sort of, damage or it needs tires or whatever, that all goes into the appraisal process. And then it goes into our reconditioning process. And, we make sure that all of that stuff is taken care of before we then sell the car to somebody else. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Goes into the wholesale
152
evaluation.
points, huh?
152 points.
What's number 73?
That it has 2 keys.
What a deal.
That was a test.
Thank you.
AACSPCA.org and AnnapolisSubaru.com are the 2 websites you need to remember. And again, this is Canines and Crosstreks, brought to you by Annapolis Subaru at the Anne Arundel County SPCA, which has plenty of puppies and kitties. Go check them out and adopt.
Yes.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.